What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Future Fight. Sorry for my absence. I've been spending time with the family and taking a little bit of break from Marvel Future Fight content, just so that I can get back into it. So what I wanted to bring you guys, I've been playing a little bit, and I basically got Loki on his way to tier 4. So I'm going to tier 4 Loki in this video. From everything I've seen, character is bonkers, absolutely amazing additions. So let's take a look over here at him real quick. So if you haven't yet, one of the benefits to leveling up Loki specifically is inside of his details. You can see here that he's a supervillain, universal alien. So he's going to meet a lot of your ABX days. So he doesn't have a whole ton of competition either, because let's take a look at our elements, universal supervillains that we currently have in the game. So these are the people he's currently competing against, which is just Thanos and Black Bolt. Black Bolt has been amazing, and I mean absolutely amazing, for at least, you know, since he's come out, and he's still somewhat defined inside the meta, and not showing any wear and tear to his age at all. There's a lot of competition for Loki in the superhero male, where you look at Null, Doctor Doom, well, he's not an alien, Doctor Doom, Gore, Dormammu, Kang. These are all characters that could relatively compete with him at tier 4. But until we know what they're going to do with these characters, which is just really hard for me to say, especially since, you know, when we got Dormammu, he was trash, and he's still trash. When we got Molecule Man, he was trash, he's still trash. Ultron's not so great. I mean, you know, like, so basically these characters are all sitting the sidelines. So if you look at those characters, Loki's a fan favorite. Now, Loki season 2 was pretty much the swan song, but that doesn't mean that everything's over for the character. He's very popular inside there, so he's had a number of uniforms, if you can imagine, inside here. The other benefit to the characters, he's also got female uniforms inside of here, so a lot going on there. Looking at the uniform overall, Detective Loki, he looks absolutely cool. Like, he looks really cool with the bolo hat on. I just think the outfit looks cool. There's not a whole lot of detail to it, anything like that, but he looks really cool, and he actually looks like Tom Hiddleston, so I was pretty stoked about that anyways. So let's take a look at the character overall in general. So we had over here excuse me, Jesus, I can't breathe today. I'm like, been feeling pretty down. So what we want to take a look at is the difference for the Loki's uniform from the previous uniform, if you want to, just because that's how I normally create the videos. I normally like to take a look at the characters overall. So let's take a look at his uniform previously and look at the upgrades here for him. So let's go back over to the uniform. The previous uniform that Loki had available to him was the TVA, or President Loki suit. I think most people were playing with the President Loki suit. So let's take a look at the skills and things that we had here. So level 6 ability, nothing changed on that skill. Everything's still pretty much the same. And then his passive, he had the Mischief magic, is now going to be Loki's trick. It was called, he got the increased guaranteed critical rate, which was added to this, and he's got the increased skill damage as well. That was 50% before, now it's 5% more, so you got 5% bonuses there. His first skill, there was nothing on it anyway, so it wasn't like you were missing out there, but now he gets paralysis, which helps out on, you know, paralysis days for ABX, Alliance Battle Extreme as well. On his 2 skill, teleportation attack, he now gets silence and fracture. Fracture, always helpful, like trying to find a freaking superhero universal that does fracture, Jesus Christ. Whereas opposed to, he previously had mind control and paralysis, and he also had the invincible. He loses the invincible on the skill there for 3 seconds, and he gets quite a bit of a nerf as well, because the energy damage is taken down to 122, and the additional energy damage, yes, taken down from 122 to 90. The energy damage is increased there by 551 or something like that. So third skill is timeline team up, and he keeps the stun, he keeps the incapacitation. His recovery effect thankfully gets a nice little 5% boost there. He keeps the 100% chance to grant all damage immunity, and the energy damage is actually boosted here from nerfed again from 145 down to 100, and then that 1651 additional energy damage taken all the way down to 331. Loki's Shadow is going to be the new skill here for his 4. He loses out on the remove active buff from target. He loses out on the mind control. He keeps the silence, and he gains paralysis. So we also get an increase to all basic attack here for 55. It was 55% for 7 seconds. Now it's 50% for 2 attacks for 10 seconds. So you can look at that as a nerf or however you want to. The energy damage here is also decreased from 125 to 72, and then from 276 to 166 as well. Looking at his 5th skill, which is was Serpentine Sphere, is now God of Stories. We keep the burn, we lose this, we gain snare, we keep the paralysis, and we keep the decrease all basic defenses 40. We keep the invincible on the skill, and then we get an increased basic attack here. Instead of it being for 60% for 10 seconds, we get by 50% for 2 attacks. The energy damage here is also nerfed again. You go from 104% of the energy attack down to 70%, and then an additional energy damage increased to 413. So let me go back to what I was saying about this in the beginning or previously. Is that essentially the problem with the way Marvel Future Fight is currently developing characters is essentially we're seeing a lot of baseline nerfs, meaning they're taking things down to foundation and then basically semi-bolstering them with other areas. So like, you get a buff to artifacts, you get a buff to story modes, you get a buff to these things. And so where these buffs might look like they're buffs to a character, they're really just optimization for the character kits, and then the hits and things like that might change how they're looking, but you're essentially being sold the full kit of a character like we used to in separate individual pieces, and I just don't like it. It's not something that I like seeing, and I think people are going to become more aware of it. Loki gains his T4. He gets the when striker skills are used, he increases all basic attacks by 15%. That increases, I think, to like, what is it, 40%? Yeah, 40%. And then he creates misdirection, uses 1 hit to increase all basic attacks and the cumulative by 75%, and he gets a recovery of HP by 15%. So yeah, so let's take a look at his skills inside of here. Let's change out of his uniform back into his Marvel Studios Loki. Now, this is not to sit on the character and say that he's not good, right? Like, I don't want to sit here and say that he's not good. He's a good character. Problem is that could he have been a better character if not for the way they've redesigned the baseline floor, right? So just so you know, I've got a mighty CTP of Rage with increased critical damage by 180 on him and my 9% there. I do not have his artifact. I just haven't been lucky enough to get it yet. He is maxed out on his type enhancement and on a power of Angry Hulk. So let's take a look at these skills now. So overall, his stats, all my stats are maxed out, all of the, the meaningful stats. So I do like Loki's, the way his skills look and the ease of play for them. The one skill is really cool. It looks good. I'm just thinking Jack the Ripper. Let me get rid of that one right there. Jack the Ripper inside of here. He's got some iframes to start off the skill, which is really nice. His 2 skill, he basically summons some portals so that way he can go through the door and just creates misdirects. Notice that every single time he moves though, he's in iframes. Important to notice with the character. His 3rd skill, really cool. Does quite a significant amount of damage there across 3 targets. Really nice skill. I like it. 4th skill, he basically summons more of the portals and he's basically going through them, and that's a lot of hits on a 4th skill. 5th skill, he summons Sylvie and they basically do their God of Mischief thing, and it looks really goddamn cool. Like, it just absolutely looks cool. Six skill still remains the same, you know, like it's one of Loki's really cool skills. I'm happy that they added the bolo suit inside there, and it's really cool. It's just a good skill. And then his tier 4, basically you see that summons. I love the visual effect on the character. It looks absolutely amazing to me that they've got like the little in here. It would have been cooler if they did something with the ending. I don't want to spoil anything for those who haven't seen Loki season 2, but if they would have, you know, maybe depending on how you look at it, you'll get what I'll get it. But it looks cool. It's a nice illusion effect that they have on him while he's running, and it's up for a little while. So let's take a look at these combos inside here. So really simple 3-5-4 combo for Loki. Remember the importance of his 3-5-4 combo is that when you looked at his 5th and his 4th skill, he was increasing those basic attacks. He was increasing those basic attacks, and they were happening for 2 attacks and then the 60% bonus attack. So that's how you kind of know what was coming, because he's going to get the bonuses from going 3-5-4 with the 5th skill and then rolling into the 4th skill. So everything is like plussed up across the skill. So really simple solution inside here. 3, nice little delay cancel, and then 4. All you really got to do is wait for the little wording to come up on the screen, and you're pretty good to go. So like, let's take a look at that again, and you can see the 3 cancels, and then the timeline comes up, and then you can automatically go 5-4. So it's really simple. The really cool part about his rotation for this skill is that if you look at his the animations, he's stuck in like iframes throughout, so he's not gonna get hit a whole hell of a lot. Like, that's just the truth of the matter. You're basically like 3, he's in there, 5, and then 4. Like, he's moving all around the screen and still doing damage in the area. Really nice. So then we look at his second rotation, and it changes a little bit because once his tier skill is up, you're going 6, 5, and then 4. No delay cancel inside there, so you just rotate through and you're getting all of the damage from 6, 5, and 4. You don't even notice you go 3. I mean, realistically, I don't know why you wouldn't go 3, 5, 4, because it's just a very 3, 6, 5, 4, because it's really, why that can't come back on again. Now it does it every single time. So I could like conceive like 3, 6, 5, and then 4 inside here. Like, what harm would it really be? I mean, the 3 skill isn't really doing anything but giving you recovery, so I would probably like, and there's no, since you're rotating into the 6 skill, it's really not stopping anything from, like, if you look at this combo and you're basically going, why does it keep turning on? And you're just going 6, 5, and then 4, you're good. I mean, the proc, you're not in a delay cancel on the 6 skill at all, so realistically you can just go 3, 5, 6, 5, and then 4, even when your 6 skills up. And it's not hurting anything at all. At least it doesn't appear to be. You might get the proc if that happens, but I don't know. Especially since you're playing with a rage anyways, really wouldn't make a difference. So when the skill's up, 7, 6, 5, 3, 7, 6, 5, 4, simple skill rotation. So maybe just go 3, 7, 6, 5, 4. And let's reset the combo so that way we can look at how they want you to play. 7, 6, 5, and then 4 inside there. Really easy to rotate through and just cause damage. So there you go. Alright, so he does some significant damage on the skill. I really like it. I like it a lot, to be honest with you. He's got some really cool looking skills, and he's doing significant amount of damage. I watched Beast Mode's video earlier today, and he was doing like a level 65 Mephisto and some of those others, so it was really cool. Now, my Loki has been tricked out to the nth degree. I don't have like, you know, crazy ESOs on him or whatever. I've got a couple of Odin's blessings on him, but by and large the excuse me, not the ESOs, the Uru are pretty much the standard fare. Like, go inside your character, look at what the skills are. He's energy damage type character, and then I've basically got some energy damage Uru on him with some, you know, HP and some crit rate, because I think I was a little low on my crit rate in there. But what we want to do is I'm going to T4 this character because, yeah, it's Loki. So let's advance him. I got lucky somehow. I ended up with 5,000 of the Souls of the Fall team, and it didn't really do anything to me to get this character up, so I was pretty happy about that. Playing with chess pieces on the board. If I remember correctly, that was the same animation that he had for his tier 3. I never remember that stuff, but it is what it is. So we got Loki to tier 4. I'm happy about it. Happy. Worthwhile investment there. Always collect our gold for getting them to tier 4 instead of our crystals. So weird that they do that. So now for the striker skill, he is a destruction type character. So you're gonna, I mean, I think it doesn't really make a difference. Like, I think there's going to be some stronger characters that are going to be used there, but some characters are going to have better features overall from you. I'm just going to equip Thanos to him and just call it a day. There's probably better characters for ABX and stuff like that to use, but whatever. It's Thanos for me, right? Just because I'm just trying to hit that max number. So let's take him for a whirlwind inside of some World Boss content real quickly. Where are we at? So I think a Mephisto was mine on the day. I can't use him at stage 30. I don't have any stages unlocked for him. Superhero, he won't be able to be used here. That's male, so I think that, yeah, so 19 is the stage I can use him on. Now, remember, I've pointed this out a number of times to you guys. It doesn't really make a difference so much about, you know, going those stages unless you're starting to get into that realm of wanting to push, just because you know, you're gonna get the same rewards. Now, good enough that they said in the previous, you know, recently that, you know, hey, we're gonna upgrade the they're gonna upgrade the, or change, I guess, the they're gonna change the excuse me, I'm also like lost. You know what? They're going to change the rewards functions and rework some of the World Boss Legend things like that inside there. So that should be good overall, I think. Anyways, you know, I think I think that should be good. So we're dealing with superhero male. I don't really see any. You know what? I really don't care. Let's go with our weakest options. Like, we know we can't use Nick because he's for superhero allies. We'll just go here and we'll go here. And whatever. I'm not even caring about what the team is because I have for bullshit attacks. So let's take a look what he does to Mephisto on this stage. Loki crashes. He moves so fast around the screen, it's just kind of crazy. Already in the second stage, that's good. So we can go 3, 7, 6, 5, 4. And you can see the numbers melt. He's staying alive too. I really like it. He's really cool. He's like moving with the speed of like Quicksilver. That's the crazy part for me. Oh damn. He's still Loki. Can't take that hit. Gotta be careful about taking that hit. Let's get that heal in there too. I wanted to make sure I got that heal off so that I didn't die. And there you go. Now I'm playing on mouse and keyboard, so that could have been done way quicker if with, you know, me playing better on my phone and stuff like that. So like I said, you can see here, like, it's not really a question about for this character. Like, he's going to be able to complete content. So let's take him into what I don't think he's the hardest boss, but let's take him into here. So I'm just gonna pop him out, and I'm gonna pop out Odin and pop in him. And let's see how he performs against Kang. Like, really, Kang and Jean are your penultimate for the characters inside here. So if like characters can clear their content, they can clear any content. It's really not that difficult. Ooh, be careful, son. Still. I was expecting him to. Oh shit. Ooh. Oops. I didn't mean to switch out. But you saw when I played Mephisto, he got hit, and I didn't want to get hit there. want to take the chance of dying there. Like I said, I'm playing on mouse and keyboard. Someday I'll get my controller figured out for this game and I'll just play with controller on PC. I really like the way he just dashes around everywhere, causing those portals. They're pretty cool. Just feels really cool. Can you break both of them? Wow. He parted the sea on that one. Wasn't expecting that to happen. Take me back to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Hate King. King is a nuisance. Look at that. So you can see. Oh, damn. So you can see what I mean about getting too risky with Loki. He is not a tank, so it's like weird because I play so many tank-like characters that I tend to forget with characters like, you know, Black Panther and Loki, that I've got to be a little bit more nuanced about the way they attack, you know, certain content, because they're not going to be able to just flash through the way a lot of other characters that I typically play. Like Black Bolt pretty much tank stuff. He's not a tank, but he can tank stuff. You know, Thor can tank stuff. Got to be a little bit careful with Loki. It was, and I said it too in the beginning. I was like, that was the reason why I switched out with him, because I was concerned about him taking that hit. Come on, why are you not doing my damage for me? I'm trying to hold on. Don't know why, but I was trying to hold on to that tier 3. Look at that, he is taking some hits. You need to pop off on this one. I just did it just so that way I can get the heals from this tier 5. This is just so I get those heals. Alright. Oh, that's an easier stage. Let's see how he fares with getting hit by a king. King's little field inside here. So you can see he's not a tank type character. Because he's getting hit by just this little normal beam and it's causing damage to him. King is such an annoying character too for a lot of characters like Loki, where they center up on targets and I'm trying to get him down to 24 without. I haven't had to do this ever. I play like trash. We're just gonna go out here. Do your worst. I expected that's it. We should be able to finish him off here. Oh shit. Wow, he tanked that hit. I was surprised about that. He tanked that hit. I could have did that way better than that. but you can see the characters. He's pretty good. No complaints overall about the character. I like him. I like his abilities that he has. I think they're great. I think at level 80, he's probably going to be worth it for a lot of players, but I think he's going to be more worth it at level. He's going to be more worth it at level 80 T4, just because you're going to want to have access to some of his abilities. And I think truthfully that because that recovery is gonna matter, and if you notice, they've started putting the recovery on the T4s for a lot of characters, specifically so that way you have to go for that tier 4 because you want that recovery. It matters so much inside of, you know, being able to play a character, especially at some of the higher levels. So I think that was, you know, specifically done with a lot of these characters. So just think about that overall, right? Now I think that his artifact is going to be something that you do want to get. It's like, it's weird because I'm not a big fan of artifact systems, but so if you take a look at Loki's artifact, he basically increases all basic attacks. Oh wait, that's his tier 4. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm showing those. But he basically increases the basic damage that he has per 1% of critical rate, and that's regardless of the guaranteed critical rate. And additional for instinct. Now nobody's doing instinct, right? But you're getting that critical rate bonus inside there when he's attacking. Cooldown time every 15 seconds. So if you're lucky enough to get his, he's just going to make himself even more worthy to get for PvE, because you're basically taking a look at the character and then you're saying inside here for the numbers, you're like, well, this is what my crit rate is, so I'm just going to get that percentage for every single one of those, right? So it's 0.2%. So like you divide this 75% there and you reduce that, and that's what you're basically getting per 1% of critical rate. So it's divide that 75 by 0.2. I'm not sure what the math, don't ask me. But the cool part is that it's regardless of the guaranteed critical rate. So like, even if you're going above those numbers, all of that is basically accounted for inside there for the character. So he has really high potential for the character overall, like to just max him out on crit rate as much as you can, the same way you would do with like the same way you would do for like excuse me, Hulk and his HP gains. So just wanted to get back into the flow, show you guys a video of Loki, and that I was gonna tier 4 him just because I finally got there for him. Right now my next tier 4 is I plan to get Odin up there. I did unlock Sylvie. Sylvie's basically free to everybody if you just go over to the shop. She's there for you to do. Like, you can go inside the shop and they have the event shop, and as you collect your tokens for the event shop that's currently going on, she's basically available in here, but I purchased her already. And then you've got the 250 tokens that can be used for the Black Friday quest. As long as you're completing those every day, then you get a free tier 3 character. I'm going to use mine on Taskmaster because I think he's the only one that I don't have in the list, T3, so I'm going to use it for Taskmaster. And then there's a free Transcendence as well that we basically got for the 7 days up here. And so like, there's a number of characters inside here, but most of these characters I already have Transcendence, with the exception of Heimdall. So I don't have Heimdall Transcendent, I don't think. Well, I didn't know I didn't have America Chavez either. So I'm gonna probably level up Heimdall and get him Transcendent, just so that way I can use him for Shadowland, because that's all he's really good for anyways. But that's essentially what's been going down. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Have you been enjoying the Black Friday sales and stuff like that? I did not see, like I said, I have not seen very much value in purchasing of very many things inside of here, outside of the Black Friday 200% bonus crystal pack and the Black Friday 365 crystal bundle. These are probably the two things that I will purchase at some point before the event ends. Everything else is a wash for me. I won't purchase anything that's inside there, mostly because I've committed myself to other games throughout the year, and I want to start bringing you content from some other games and bringing some diversity to the channel as I originally intended. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, peace.